Hello, welcome to the banks of the River Seneca in Syracuse, USA. A little bit different this, isn't it? Yeah, the 2018 Wild Carp Classic has just got underway. Behind me is Team DNA, comprising of Jaye and Jaye Carpmail, and they're going to be fishing this river for the next 75 hours, trying to catch the 10 biggest fish that they possibly can. So that's how this competition works. It's not a combined weight of all your fish, it's your 10 biggest fish, which we think is going to suit us down to the ground because there's a lot of good American anglers here and they fish these competitions all the time. They use a thing called pack baits, and putting out this pack bait, which is a really high attraction sort of ground bait essentially, which they use all sorts of stuff in. But we're going to be going in with a sort of mostly English European approach of boilies. We've got a lot of the switch, the SLK and the nutter with us, and then we've got loads of the sort of ground bait and absolutely loads of liquids. So we're hoping our version of a method ball will also sort of compete with the Americans if we possibly can. But yeah, we've been here for the past 3 days. It's Thursday now. We got here on Monday. There's been a lot of preparation gone into this trip. It's very, very difficult getting all your tackle and your bait over, but the lads have worked really, really hard, and we've walked this river twice. It's an 8-mile stretch, so that's, yeah, it's been a lot of effort. But we're pleased with the draw that we've got. That was yesterday. We've got peg at number 52, which is the penultimate peg on this 8-mile stretch. Just behind me, or just behind the camera, is peg number 53. Then behind that is an enormous lake. I'm not even sure how big it is, but it is absolutely stacked full of carp. So those carp move through this river, and we've already seen fish in this swim, so we're feeling pretty confident. Time will tell, really. So yeah, see what happens over the next 75 hours. But go on, Team DNA. Mate, that one coming off.
You're close. Yep, 22.
Nice fish, guys. Good fish.
First fish, boys, what are you saying?
Yeah, boy!
Right, quick update guys, it is 8 o'clock on Thursday evening and we are 12 hours into the match. We've had just one fish so far, the one that you saw earlier, the 22 pound 14 ounce common from Sai. Sai also lost one at about 6 o'clock this evening on the same rod. The teams either side of us are catching well. A lot of the teams are using this pack bait method which I mentioned earlier, and they're doing it really well, but their average size is smaller than the one fish that we've had. So our sort of game plan is to stick with the boilies, because we feel that they will select the bigger fish, and at some point over the course of this match the fish will get on them and they recognise the quality. And that's what this competition's all about really. We want the 10 biggest fish. We're not going to try and catch 100 upper doubles, because that's not going to get us anywhere. So that is our plan. It's slower than we expected so far, but we have been told that tonight, in evenings in general and nighttime in general, these sort of pegs, or certainly the peg that we're in, is going to fish really well. So we are expecting a few fish in the night, and if we can get a few 20-pounders amongst them, then we're going to feel in the frame come tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens, but a slow start, but we're still feeling pretty confident, and we'll see what happens tonight, so fingers crossed. Good morning, welcome back to the Seneca, where we are now 24 hours into the Wild Carp Classic. It's a lot colder this morning. I think we're looking at about 6 or 7 degrees, and it was even colder than that in the night. Not what we've been used to since we've got here. It feels very much like British conditions. In the night we did manage to add to our tally slightly. Jaye managed to put a 19 pounder on the score sheet, and Sai caught a 14 pounder this morning, but unfortunately that didn't count, because anything under 15 pounds in this competition does not count towards the final score. So yeah, 2 fish. Not ideal. We need to get to 10. The lads in the swim next door, they're already on 10, but they're the only ones along this stretch who managed to reach the big 10. They're the ones on the end peg who've got access to the lake, and they've managed to pick those fish off as they've been coming from the lake into the river, so fair play to them. But there's not been a fish out on this stretch now for a good 5 or 6 hours, so presumably that's got something to do with the weather. Either the fish have moved further upriver or they've gone into the lake, we're not entirely sure. But yeah, we're scratching our heads a little bit really. We've got to do something. We've got to get to 10 fish or we might as well not be here. So we went into this competition sort of thinking boilies would be the way to try and pick out the bigger fish. Now we're going to have to reassess that just to try and put some fish on the scoreboard. So yeah, might try some smaller hook bait, solid bags, just a bit of bit fishing really, just to see if we can catch some fish. So yeah, a lot of work to do, so let's crack on with it. Right, so it's about 7 o'clock now on day 2. We are almost halfway through the Wild Carp Classic. And yeah, we're struggling, aren't we, really? Still only on 2 fish. It's been a really quiet day on this stretch. Everybody has struggled, even the lads who one swim down from us, who have actually already got their 10 fish. They've not had a fish since about 4 o'clock this morning. And yeah, it's been a real sort of head scratcher, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah, it has, mate, yeah. So, like you say, the fish out here, we've not seen anything all day. We see a few fish last night as I was passing out, but as the passed upstream, we caught one. But yeah, like you say, we've not seen anything today.
So we've implemented Plan B, haven't we? Really?
Yeah. Well, Plan B.
Or Plan D, E.
Well, we could talk about Plan B if you want. So
yeah, go on.
Plan B's basically we know this section, especially near the lake. You could probably see the lake behind us, but. We know the bigger fish tend to come down here, and it tends to do the bigger fish down here. So we've gone with the boilie approach, but in mass. So
we've filled it in, haven't we? Really?
You could say that.
Yeah.
I think 20 kilos.
Yeah, it constitutes filling it in English terms, wouldn't it? Really, yeah. So yeah, that's what we've done. Si and Jaye have put a load of boilies over their own rods, and we're sort of hoping for the payback. Really, there's. Not a lot of lads down this stretch are fishing boilies. They're all fishing those pack baits, which I mentioned earlier, and we're sort of hoping that if the fish move out of the lake or come back from further upstream, then they're going to get on those boilies and we're going to capitalise. And that's about it, isn't it, really?
Well, like you say, our hands are tied until the fish show up. No one's catching around us, which is obviously good. But yeah, if they get down, mate, I'm pretty confident that we'll catch a few.
That's it. We could really get a flurry of activity, couldn't we? And
oh yeah, definitely.
These 10 fish is really achievable in the space of a few hours.
Definitely, and obviously with the big boilers, your chance of catching a bigger fish,
yeah,
in my opinion, increases.
Yeah, definitely. Well, mate, it'll be dark in a couple of hours, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
Fingers crossed, mate. So those fish haven't quite turned up just yet. It's 8 o'clock at the following morning, and yeah, as you can tell from the river behind me, it's still very still, and I was hoping that some sort of wind was going to pick up from that lake in the background and bring the carp with them, but it's not happened as yet. A really quiet night, not just for us but everybody on this stretch. I don't think it's done a fish in over 24 hours, this particular stretch. They are catching further upriver, and we did have an option when we did the draw. We had 52 or 19, and we didn't really fancy 19. There was clearly fish there, but we just thought we'd catch more and the bigger ones in this particular peg. As it turns out, peg 19 is actually in the top 3 in section A. So anyway, all we can do is we've got the rods on the spots, we've got a load of bait on those spots, and we're pretty sure that when the fish do pass by, if they do pass by, that we will capitalise. And this sort of river, I mean, you can easily put 8, 9, 10 fish on the scoreboard in an hour, and that's what we need, really. So fingers crossed they do turn up, because yeah, it's tough going at the minute. But good news is we're going to have Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast, so I'm going to crack on with that and go get them and try and raise the lads' spirits a little bit. Well, that's it. Our 75 hours on the Seneca are over, and what a frustrating few days it's been. Started off really well, picked up a few fish, was getting bites, we seemed to have fish on us, and then when that cold snap came in on the second day, the fish just seemed to move out, and we've not had a touch since then. It's been a great experience, we've really enjoyed it, but very, very frustrating we're not being able to do what we know we can do. The lads have worked really, really hard, have tried absolutely everything to try and nick a bite, but that's fishing, isn't it, really? Especially match fishing. We thought we drew a good peg and we're really, really happy with it. But sometimes, especially in this game, you know, a peg that you think's going to be good just doesn't turn out that way. Fair play to the lads along this stretch. Some of them have struggled and some have done really well. Certainly, those pack bags seem to do the job from the lads who know them well. So yeah, fair play to them. But we're going to pack up now and head back to the Red Mill, which is our hotel, for the final night where there's going to be the closing ceremonies and we'll find out who's won. But well done to everyone involved, and well done to Jaye and Sy. They really did put their effort in, so well done, lads. Maybe next year, eh? What are you saying, boy?
Yeah, boy.
What's that old adage about 5 minutes in the right place?
I reckon 2.
3 days in the wrong place.
And we let it that bit.
Bit of fun on the weir pole on our last night in Baldwinsville. Sweet, that was good that, mate.
And cut!